Hi, I'm Lauren Zamet. Welcome to the Art of Persuasion. Today, we look at adding pathos to our persuasive argument. In order to persuade our audience, it's important for us to establish a human connection with them. Even when you're speaking to an audience that's receptive to a rational, logical, fact-driven approach, it helps to draw them in when we can persuade them using a more personal form of appeal. Persuasion is often enhanced when we can find common ground with those listening to us. Appeals to pathos helps us find that common ground, even if it's simply at the level of a person having sympathy for the concerns of another human being. Remember that the defining characteristic of your audience is that they're reasoning human beings. They have compassion, possess senses of humor, and most importantly, like every other person, your audience will be motivated by what's in their own best interest. Your argument becomes persuasive when it resonates with common traits to humanity, both through personal examples and through clearly showing how it is personally relevant to your audience. Our arguments should be personal and matter to us. If we're not sincerely concerned about the issues we're discussing, our arguments lack conviction. They simply become a bullet list of talking points with no spark behind them. In order to truly appeal to our audience, we need to be able to tell them why our arguments matter to us and what has significant impact on our lives. Personal examples are incredibly powerful tools. They take the argument from a distant idea down to a real concern, often demanding attention with much more urgency than a vague discussion of principles. Your examples illustrate your principles and make them come alive to your audience. We need to choose the personal things that motivate us and then tell our audience about them. If our audience can sympathize with us and our examples, they're further along to being persuaded by our arguments than if we left them without the added appeal of the human connection. As well as being personal in our examples, we need to appeal to our audience as individuals themselves. As we present our argument, we need to be thinking about what we can perceive about our audience and how to try and establish a connection with them. We need to be able to tell them how they'll be affected, why they should care, and why they should choose our arguments over the alternative. We must speak to our audience at that level, the level that recognizes how they all have an interest in our argument. This type of persuasion is effective in situations where logic alone won't persuade our audience. Often, we can get frustrated at the resistance thrown against our logical arguments. If we work to establish the human connection with our audience, our attempts to persuade them will fall on much more receptive ears. Thanks for watching The Art of Persuasion. Next time we wrap things up, so don't miss it. I'm Lauren Zamet. See you soon.